Hi there! Let's take a look at Anytype's Zen System. This template was designed by Hexara, and I will put a link in the video description below to the post where he explains more about how he designed this. Now this video is going to be a little bit longer than the other ones because the Zen system actually has a lot of components to it. So once again, I've got Anytype on the left, and I used the link in the help section to install this Zen system. And now I'm going to go into full screen. Now I installed this in a new space so that everything you see here is coming just from the Zen system. When you open it, you'll be on the home page, so you'll need to go to all my objects, and this one will show you everything that's in this Anytype space, and you want to get the home page that has the little house icon. So you can find that over here, and if you don't see it in all objects, you can also use the search bar to find the home page. Just make sure it's the one with the icon. Top left corner of this pop-out, you'll see those two arrows, and that will make the screen full size. Alright, so now on this home page you can see that there's multiple boxes with different things in it. So some of them are sets and some of them are pages. Now I'm going to go through as if I was Mrs. Weasley from Harry Potter, because my kids are currently reading the Harry Potter series, and you'll kind of see what it would be used for on a day-to-day basis. I'm in areas, and what I want to show you here is that some parts of Anytype, when you make a copy, it's actually what they mean. It's like an exact copy of the same object. So if you edit it here, like I put number 1 here, it's actually edited the original object as well. Since I made 2, I'm going to delete this one, and then following the directions that are here, I'm going to type \area and create a new area. So this is a brand new one. I'm going to change the name to household, and I'm also going to change the icon to a little house, if I can find it. Okay, this one, I like this one. And then when I go back to here, it is just a link. So to make it into a button like the one above it, you're going to click and select preview layout and change it to card, then select the icon and set it to medium. There you go. So now you have a little button area. And now I'm just going to edit this first one, and instead of example area, I'm going to change this one to business. And I'm also going to change the icon. I don't know what I'm going to pick here. Okay, briefcase looks good. Now I'm going to get rid of all this extra text down here. Just highlight it and delete it. And let's go back to the home page. So now that I've filled out my areas, I'm going to go to goals. So if I was Molly Weasley, I might want to start a side potion business. And one of my goals this quarter of 2024 would be to create 3 new potions. Now this page is blank. It doesn't really give you any guidance, so you're free to add whatever you want on this page to help you meet those goals. So for me, I would just put a checkbox list, so it has a little circle that you can check off. And I'm just going to put potion 1, potion 2, and potion 3. And then I'll just eventually come back to this when I start making potions and change the name of them and make sure that I got all 3 of my goals for the first quarter. Now let's go back to the home page. So now that I have goals, I'm going to show you the resources section. And resources is stuff that you might not use right now, but you want to keep because you might want it in the future. So it has bookmarks in here already. This bookmarks is a set that is already like a default when you install Anytype. So say you have a website open and this one is wormwood, information about the plant wormwood. And so I would go to this bookmark set and just paste in the link to this website, and then I can edit the name of it to be a little bit shorter and more useful. So if you just click the pencil icon, you can edit it in this grid view instead of in the pop-out screen. So I'm just going to change this to common wormwood instead of that really long scientific name. If I open up this bookmark and I click on where it says source, it's going to have some options. The first one is open link, which it will just open in the default browser of your device. The next thing I want to show you is projects. So projects have a defined start and end date to them. And here there's some different views of how to organize your projects. So this one right now is a gallery view, which is a card, and you can choose whatever shows up on this card to make it easy for you to see. This next view is a grid view or table view. And now I'm going to edit this first entry, which was the example project. And instead of that, we're going to go with our business goals. So one of the projects would be for Q1. I want to create a potion from wormwood, which I had looked up earlier. This is a description, so you can put free text in here. So I'm just going to put 1 of 3 potions to remind me if I have another project that's similar, 2 of 3 for describe your project. I'm going to change my icon into a little plant and leave it at that. And so the rest of these were pre-filled out. So I'm going to leave the status as on track and the start and end dates. Now let's make a new project, and this one is not going to be business related. This one's going to be knit a scarf for George. And this is more of a personal project. I'm going to list this one as not started yet. And a description, I'm just going to put down that it's maroon and gold for, of course, Gryffindor colors. And I spelled maroon wrong. Okay, and now here, one of my other areas was household, so I can categorize it that way. And then I also want to put a start and end date of the project. So here I'm just selecting from the calendar pop-out. And now, just to keep it consistent, let me find a little scarf icon. Nice. So now I have 1 business project and 1 personal project. And then up here, you can see there's some different views, archive. So let's take a look. If I'm on an active project, there is a checkbox for archive. So if I press that, then it should automatically come over here as completed. If I uncheck it, it should come back into the active section. And now let's go to homepage. So now that I've got some projects, I'm going to break it down even further into tasks that I need to complete that project. So here you can see there are some examples here as well, and because they were pre-filled out, I'm going to edit them a little bit so that it makes a little more sense for our scenario today. For my project where I'm creating potions, one of the tasks I need to do is research. So this task is going to be specifically for researching local plants, and I have a due date of today, and I'm setting the status as to do. Now it was already linked to the correct project, my create a potion, and it is under business use. Not everything on your task list has to be connected to a project. It can simply be a reminder to go buy some milk. Now here, this progress is not automated. It's just you selecting how far along in the task progress. So you don't even have to add that. You can delete it. It's not linked to a specific project that has a time deadline, and it is under my household area, so I can leave it at that if I want to categorize it. Now this last one I'm going to edit, and this is going to be for my scarf project, and I need to go buy some yarn for George's scarf. And I want to set the due date. This is kind of critical because otherwise I can't start the project. I'm going to set it to 0, and instead of the Wormwood project, I'm going to change it over to the Knit Scarf for George project and change it to the linked area of household. So now you can see this was everything that was active. This view here says backlog, and if you look at the filter, it's anything where the due date is empty, so I haven't set a date to do it, but I definitely want to have it in my task list. And then this completed view, if you looked, has the completed checkbox. So that was kind of like the archive that I showed you earlier. All right, so now that I have tasks done, let's check out the inbox. Now the inbox here says capture everything here until you find the right area they belong to. And it gives us some examples that notes that are in here already. So let's say I was going about my day and I want to record something, but I don't have the time to put it into the right category right now. So I'm just going to put it in the inbox. So I heard about elderberry excess from a neighbor. Maybe elderberry will be on sale at a local supermarket and I can purchase it. So I'm just going to put it here for now, and then maybe later in the day when I have more time, I can put it in the right category. Okay, let's take a look at agenda. Now this is a really nice layout that has my tasks for the day, a quick overview of what I have to do, both in a grid view and in a calendar view. And here you can see that I have both tasks that have a due date assigned to them. So my potions, buy the milk, buy the yarn. And you can also see the projects, and if you go up here on the triangle under relations, you can see that it shows up in this calendar view because it has a due date of January 31st. So anything that has a due date is going to show up in this calendar view. So this one, like our Knit Scarf for George, shows up on February 3rd. Now let's scroll back up here, and we can see here are the two projects as well in the same view that was on the projects set. Also under schedule, this one's a little bit different. So under daily routine, this one's just a checklist that you can check off. It's not connected to any other objects. So literally you just put a checkbox in there, and then here, the ones underneath it, this one is a, let me collapse that one. So this one is the task view that has anything that has a due date of tomorrow will show up here. And then this next 7 days also has a filter applied to it that has due date is after tomorrow and is on or before 7 days from now. And the completed one, of course, is anything that has the completed checkbox. So going back to the home page, let me make sure if I covered everything so far. That was the inbox. Okay, so now I'm going back to my inbox. It's later in the day and I have a little more time to make sure I put this in the right category. I'm going to go up to the 3 dots on the top right corner, and when I select link to object, I can add this page. I'm actually going to put this on my goals page. So I'm also going to remove that inbox tag so it doesn't show up in my inbox anymore. Now let's go over to the goal section, and under my first quarter goals, create 3 new potions, you can now see that there's a link to that page where I heard about excess elderberry from the neighbor. And if I want to add other pages as well to this goal page, I can just type @ and you can find another page. Like I put this one in the reference area earlier. That actually would be useful under my goals. And let's take a look at pages, and you can find anything that you've created as a page object under that set. The All My Objects set is also great for finding pages where you might not have categorized it correctly. I think what would be useful here would be to have an object type, and then also to have the last modified date show up so that you can kind of sort it by stuff you've recently changed or by the type of object. We can also put creation date in here if that's also helpful for you. And under files, this has a filter applied to it that will show anything that has video, audio, or image.